Hi everyone, Ciera Payton here, and thank you so much for watching. I wanted to create this video because oftentimes I'm getting questions about how to get started in the business, how to even just get your foot in the door as an actor. And so I wanted to just start a series of videos just kind of talking about that a little bit, sharing a little bit of my tips and tricks, but not all of them. However, this first video is specifically for pilot season. Now, if you're in LA, New York, Atlanta, even down in New Orleans, you are going to hear this term pilot season. Now, what is pilot season? A lot of people are like, what is that? Like pilots flying? No, it's not that. Pilot season is the time of the year where all the major networks and studios are casting for the new TV shows that they will be piloting for the upcoming year. So basically every network, CBS, NBC, ABC, all those networks and even the cable networks, they are now casting for their upcoming TV shows that they will be releasing either in the spring, the summer, or the fall. Now, pilot season has changed a lot over the years. You know, it's not as formulaic as it used to be. It used to be during just a specific time of the year, but with, you know, all the online streaming services, the Netflix, the Hulu, Amazon, and all these other new platforms that are coming out, they're kind of breaking the mode of like the time frame of when pilot season happens. Nonetheless, still usually, and there is still some tradition around it, that this is the time of the year that it starts to kick up. It's kind of like mid-January up until mid-March. Sometimes it goes into April. And a lot of actors who, you know, have been at it for a while, who are also new to the business, will be experiencing pilot season around this time of the year. And what that usually means for actors is that you are having auditions just left and right, last minute. You're living in your car, you're driving all over town to, you know, go and show casting directors what you got. And hopefully you get lucky enough to get a call back and you are fortunate enough to test, and then you end up hopefully, you know, booking the role. If you're not experiencing pilot season, do not worry. It's not a do or die situation. Doesn't mean that, you know, your life is over. I mean, I know a lot of actors, you know, if they're not auditioning, like they tend to worry or get all stressed out. And, you know, sometimes around this time of the year, you will have friends, you will have other actors that, you know, that are probably auditioning their butts off. And then sometimes, you know, people aren't. And that doesn't, you know, say so much about your talent. If you're putting the work in, you're doing the work, you're showing up, you're taking the classes, getting the training. Sometimes it just means that they're just not casting for your type right now. And that doesn't mean that they won't never cast for your type. It's just the name of the game. And then sometimes too, around this time of the year with pilot season, they are looking for people who have bigger resumes, that have been on a series before, you know, so there's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm not going to get too deep into that because it's so just, you know, subjective, and sometimes objective. It's the nature of the beast. You know, there's a lot of it that's out of our control. But as actors, as artists, as people who are out here doing the grind of the Hollywood shuffle and trying to get in and become an actor, what you can do, the part that you can do the most, is just stay positive and do the work. You know, you have to do the work, you have to get the training, and you have to just show up and show out. So with that said, I just wanted to share a couple of things that I do in preparation for pilot season, and especially just when I'm auditioning a lot, or basically like living in my car, going from one meeting to another, that type of stuff. So without further ado, I just wanted to start just with some essentials, all right? First things first, if you are auditioning a lot and you are in your car a lot during these auditions, if you got one at like 11:30 a.m., one at 2 a.m., you want to treat your car good. You just want to. Your car is your vehicle. It is the machine that is getting you from point A to point B to A to Z, pretty much. So you just want to make sure that you go and get it tuned up, go get your oil changed, make sure your brake pads are all in line. Like, just do what you can to just make sure your car is just ready to rock and roll. Thing with your car, make sure you get gas the night before. I know some actors who have been late to auditions because they stopped to get gas on their way to the audition, and you know, that early morning traffic, everybody's stopping to get gas, you know, before they go off to work and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that you do that the night before. Even, you know, if you're just tired and you're like, I don't feel like doing this, I just finished working on an audition, I just finished self-taping one, get your butt up and go and put gas in your car. It's very, very, very important that you do that, because you don't want to get stuck doing that, and then you don't want to forget that you don't have gas in your car and get stuck on the highway like I did a couple months ago. I was literally driving and yeah, I forgot I didn't have gas in my car, and my car went out on me on the freeway in the fast lane. Very fun. I wouldn't recommend anyone having to go through that ever. The other thing that I recommend people look into purchasing, again, this doesn't have to necessarily be for actors, but this video is, you know, directed to people who are interested and curious about getting involved in the industry, and also people who are experiencing pilot season. But this could be for anyone either. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get one of these little puppies right here. This is a car plug. You see, it has these two plugs right here, and it has these two USB plugs, and this little ditty right here goes right into the cigarette lighter component. I love this thing because it has saved me so many times. I'll bring my curling iron with me sometimes, or like a flat iron or whatever with me sometimes, and I'll plug it right up, and this thing helps me out so much. You can get this on Amazon. I got this on Amazon like maybe 2 years ago. And the other cool thing about it too is sometimes when I'm in between meetings and I'm running around and my laptop decides, you know, it's like out of battery or whatever, I do charge it in the car when I'm driving, just so I won't have to like be awkward and trying to find a plug wherever we are, and sometimes places don't have plugs. But this thing is such a great lifesaver. You can, you know, plug up whatever you want to in there. Bring a backup wardrobe. So many factors, you know, can just go into the day. Things can spill. You know, I've had that before where I would go into the bathroom like at a Starbucks or something and try to like, you know, freshen up, and the water splashes on my dress, and the audition is like in 15 minutes, and there's no way I can dry, you know, my stuff off before going in. So thank goodness I will have a backup dress just hanging in the back of my car that I could bring in. So just think, you know, in terms of just being prepared. You never know what can happen or whatever, but you just want to be like, thank God I'm prepared. I always bring a like a face towel with me. I'm like showing this, like you don't know what that is. I bring it because, you know, sometimes when you're just, you know, in the car trying to get centered and waiting and ready to go, I'll have water or like, you know, some iced tea or coffee or whatever, and it's just always helpful to just have it and just put it right on your lap, you know, so nothing will spill on you. You can also, if you're a big spiller or whatever, you could tuck it in like a bib and that type of stuff. It's also so great to have, ladies, whenever you're doing your makeup in the car, and you know, you don't want any blush or, you know, mineral foundation or whatever to fall onto your wardrobe. So it's good to just have a nice little towel, and it's so good because you can just fold it up and put it under your seat or in the back seat or whatever. Oh, this is the other thing too. Don't wear your audition clothes if you're traveling a long distance. Hang them up in the back seat. Wear, you know, something that you can easily remove, or, you know, just something that's not complicated to remove if you're gonna go stop at a bathroom or whatever to go change. The reason why I say this is sometimes when you're sitting in a car for long periods of times, your clothes can get wrinkled, and it's good if you're wearing something that doesn't wrinkle easily, but I have a thing about, you know, going in looking wrinkled and disheveled, and so and there's certain fabrics I avoid wearing for auditions just for that reason in general, because you are sitting in the waiting room and, you know, things get crazy wrinkled. But I would just say, if you can, just, you know, especially men and even women too, like, you know, wear like a tank top or something. If you're gonna wear like a button down, wear that, drive in that. Before you get out of your car, just put your shirt on. If it's a dress or whatever, I just highly recommend just going to a bathroom instead of changing in your car, because people get a little weird, and if you're in your car changing and things pop out and hang out. You don't want that happening, and you don't want people catching a peek of that either. Oh, backup makeup. This is not a makeup tutorial, although if you want one of those, I will be more than willing to give. I just have like a little makeup bag that I take with me, and it just has some backup makeup choices. That way I don't have to bring my makeup bag that I have at home all the time down with me. This just has, a couple of duplicates of things that I use, and yeah, it just, again, just fits in my car, and I just have that just in case. You never know. Sometimes one of the big things that happens with me is when I wear sunglasses, it smudges my concealer and all that type of stuff. So you want to just freshen it up if you can. The other essentials that I bring with me that just kind of keep me going throughout pilot season is I always have a little snack in the car. These are almonds, and I always like fill these up like at the beginning of the week, and it lasts me until the end of the week. This just prevents me from having to stop somewhere and buy food and all that type of stuff. Almonds are great. I also do walnuts sometimes, so I would highly recommend that you just put a little snack together so you can have. I put this in my front seat when I'm stuck in traffic, and I just pop my little almonds and go at it. Also water. You just want to make sure you stay hydrated. So this is my little flask, my little water bottle. I know so many people have these, but it is really important. You want to just take this with you, stay hydrated throughout the day. Whenever you're just driving, it's just important to have it. Here in Los Angeles, it gets pretty hot sometimes, so it's just good to make sure you have some hydration going on. So, I also highly recommend, for those of you who don't do this already, see, I just went to go visit my dentist not so long ago, and they like hooked me up with like some toothbrushes, some floss. I have my own toothpaste, so I didn't ask for theirs, but have a toothbrush and some floss with you, and you could easily just get a couple of these from your dentist and just be like, hey, can I have a few of those, and just put them in your car. Just make sure you are good to go. The other thing, so all these like little goodies that I'm talking about, making sure you have backups, making sure you have this and that of, put them in a nice little duffel bag. This is a just a nice little neoprene bag that I got this off of Amazon, I think for like $30. But you can also use one of those grocery shopping bags, the recycle bags. Those are just as good too. But something that just has everything contained and together in it. All right, and so last but not least, what kind of music are you listening to while you're in your car on the way to your audition? See, I always like to keep it very positive, uplifting. So I just try to listen to a lot of music that's just gonna, keep me just happy in a good space. And then also listen to a lot of audiobooks. Just stuff to just keep my mind just focused, sharp, level-minded, level-headed, just before I go into the audition room. And sometimes whenever I'm even like walking to the audition room or sitting in the waiting room, I do listen to theta, brain waves type of frequencies. So look those up. They're very interesting. You're like, what is this, like a spaceship coming to get me? But they're proven to just really help, sharpen your mind and your focus, and or anything that you're kind of seeking to enhance for your brain. So those are things that I listen to, and I would just highly recommend that you take a moment to just create like a nice playlist before you hop in your car and go off and audition. Those are just things that I just think that are just very, very important, because you just want to make sure your mind is just ready and sharp and just ready to go. I don't like to talk on the phone before I go into an audition, and sometimes I don't even like talking on the phone after I come out of an audition, because I just need a moment to just kind of, decompress and just, release it. And but I never get on the phone. I never handle a lot of business or anything like that before I go into an audition, because you don't want your mind thinking about oh goodness, you know, so-and-so said to empty the dishwasher, or I gotta, you know, call this person, I gotta take care of that. Like, just want to make sure to have your mind nice and just focused and at peace and at ease, and also, you know, be in a good positive mind space so you can go in that room and go rock it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope I was able to entertain and also educate you on the life of an actor, and also pilot season as well. If you are searching for, you know, some more advice or insight or guidance on something, and you're like, hey, maybe Ciera can answer these questions, please hit me up on Instagram at Ciera Payton, and also on Twitter. You know, you can slide into the DMs. You can also comment on the pictures, just your questions, or just even comment below on this video here on YouTube, and just let me know. I'm more than willing to share some knowledge, but I do have secrets that I keep that I ain't gonna be sharing with every single person. I do keep some things very sacred to myself, so I apologize if you know, I don't create videos on that. But just starting out, this is pilot season, so I hope that I was able to just give you a little bit of insight and a little bit of advice and tips and tricks on what you can do to have a successful pilot season. So good luck, break a leg, all my actor friends, and all of those who are just getting their feet wet in this business and auditioning for some new upcoming TV shows. I love you guys so much for watching. Thank you. This is a new venture that I'm starting, and so just let me know what you think, and please stay tuned.